Hey everybody, this is Alpha0 at your service. I'm going to do a review on a new episode of Soukyuu no Fafner, Aggressor Exodus. Now, I really must apologize for this review to come up a little bit late, like I said in my last video. If you guys been watching my videos or something, well, if you kept up with every single one of them or something, if any case. Now for this episode of Soukyuu no Fafner, Aggressor Exodus, I've been focusing only on 3 characters, but I'm pretty sure there are much more important points to this to the episode besides the 3 characters I was focusing on, and I'll get to that in just a moment. So I'll try to do this chronologically and try not to get lost or something. So far we see to it that Sochi's trying to do something to a certain mech. However, it kind of gave him some problems, and he had to maybe get another chance at it later, you know. Later, there was a meeting between 3 new pilots that's almost at Kazuki's level in terms of physical and probably in terms of fighting too. And they are Mimika and Rio and Sui. However, 2 of them, Mimika and Rio, are pretty much good in physical combat or physical health, while Sui is very good with this knowledge, with this high intellect, knowledge, and mentality, etc. Of course, these 3 are pretty much taught how to do this, pretty much taught a certain way, you know, which is okay, you know, not too bad. And however, you know, as the parents of these 3 children, they have it really hard time to try to have it hard to let the children go out into combat, because from what I learned, from what I learned or been reminded right now, is that these kids are pretty much new kids, new generation kids through genetic modifying and so forth, which I pretty much found my shock in, is that they are pretty much used to fight to protect the island, or probably the world, from the Festuses. If you guys kept up the series, which I pretty much kind of binged in on this month, at the beginning of January or something, which was a really pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. But it was all worth it, hopefully worth it, of understanding, you know. Besides all that, the parents have it really hard to try to support the kids right now. Well, not exactly support, but to let them go in combat, but knowing that the adults are kind of old and so forth, they cannot seem to go. That's the reason why maybe Kazuki kind of might have retired or something, especially Sochi. But I don't know exactly, you know. Just letting you guys know from my own perspective and other things. Correct me if I'm wrong, but right now Mimika, Rio, and Sui are pretty much one of the future hosts so far, and they're about to go into combat soon enough, and it ends with them having the suits on, etc. You know. So overall, when I focused on those 3, the parent. Each and every parent pretty much are trying to hold back their sadness and tears, you know, the way I'm looking at it. So far to it that it is pretty hard, you know, because seeing all those kids in a certain temple or room, all those pictures right there, man, dude, it might have been really hard for me to even look at it maybe a second time, because all of those risk their lives or put their lives on the lines for the island that they're protecting right now. So yeah. Overall, nothing much really going on. Maybe some information I might have missed overall, Kazuki spotted sending the soldiers, which is the children, into battle with the Fafners against the Festuses, and the other woman that he's working with is pretty much doing the genetic modifying, I believe, if I saw the subtitles correctly. Hopefully I did. So yeah. Overall, it was an okay episode. It was an okay episode, you know. Nothing much going on, but 3 new soldiers about to go into combat. It's gonna be very hard for the parents to let them go, but all they can do is pray that they come back alive, you know. So I'm gonna end it here, people. Sorry for this review to come up late, or if I put it a little small and basic, if I only focused on the 3 new pilots, which is Mimika, Mikami, Mikagami, Rio, and Mikado and Sui Kuburagi. You know, if I know I might miss some other important info, but I kind of stayed a little focused on those three because I'm not really sure how important they are, but they're pretty much gonna fight for the island, you know. So I'm gonna end it here, people. Sorry for being a little vague or short on some things. I apologize. I mean, like, yeah. So I think I'm gonna finish it here. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or so, or hopefully maybe one more video tonight if possible, before I get to bed, before midnight or something, you know. Later. Peace out. Bye-bye.